Hello YouTube, my name is The Legend of DS and welcome to episode 4 or day 4 in the Super Smash Brothers Smash Week, I should say. At this point in time I can't, as of the day of this recording, this is going to be recorded, the audio will be recorded 2 days before the disc goes up, most likely like every other video in this series. So I don't know if we are already at 100 subscribers. If we are, link in the description to the 100 to the 15 euro eShop giveaway. That's what we'll be doing at every 100 subscribers. There'll be an eShop giveaway, and maybe in the future other companies as well. But as for now, there will be only Nintendo eShop cards giveaway because this is mostly a Nintendo focused channel. Anyway, it's the 4th day of Smash Week, and like I said yesterday in the Link video, Breath of the Wild Link video, ending the Breath of the Wild Link video I should say, this video will be about clones, assist trophies, and costumes. What that means is I'll be discussing some characters that are clones right now in Super Smash Brothers, someone that might come in. I don't think I'll be talking about characters that will come in as clones, but I believe that will be on another video towards more at the end, and I'll look at the list of some characters that are assist trophies and there were Mii costumes that could be coming to the Nintendo Switch as playable characters, going through what the characters or the fan base around these characters or the fan base of Smash has talked and discussed about them. So let's get on to it and let's get started, obviously starting with clone characters. I'm just gonna say there's not gonna be any cuts. First things first, there's not going to be any cuts when it comes to clone characters. I know people want cuts or want certain characters to go back into being costumes. I don't think that's going to happen. One thing I should say is I believe that Alf should stay a costume for Olimar. I'm thinking they might do him as a clone as well, but I believe he's the only one of the clones I believe should be still a costume because there's no reason actually to have him be a clone character. There's absolutely no reason because the only differentiating thing about him and Olimar could be the rock Pikmin, but Olimar can also use them, so it's really not necessary. Another character that I'm thinking will be a costume this time will be Daisy. I think it's finally time for her to be a costume for Princess Peach. Also, when it comes to costume, I'm expecting and hope that Wedding Day Bowser, Peach and Mario are all in the game. Wedding Day Bowser is the one that I'm more iffy about, but I hope that is the case. Now let's go back and talk about the clones. I'm expecting all but 2 clones to be reworked, and the 2 clones I'm expecting not to be reworked will be Dr. Mario and Link. This is obviously assuming that Mario and Link will be getting reworks. Already Dr. Mario plays a little bit different than Mario, but it's good to remember that Cappy could now be included into the game being Mario's grab or something like that. I suggest you go and watch Game Explain's video regarding the possibility of a moveset rework for Mario because it's actually pretty good, and it talks how Cappy can be his grab and even changing his up B. And obviously Toon Link, that's assuming that the Breath of the Wild Link will be the new Link and that Classic Link will be removed. When it comes to the other clone characters, I'm expecting all of them to be reworked, except, technically speaking, except for another one. I expect Ganondorf to be completely reworked, but his moveset can be kept because people like it, including Masahiro Sakurai, and changed up to another character. That I will always defend that. I think Black Shadow or Black Falcon could be perfect characters to take on this mantra. Now let's talk about the assist trophies. When it comes to assist trophies, I'm going to be talking about characters that were assist trophies in both Smash Brothers as Brawl and Super Smash Brothers 4, and saying if they should be playable or not playable, what I think will happen, and I'm also talk about who could replace them if I do believe they will be playable characters. So let's get started off with Gray Fox. I'm not expecting Gray Fox to return to not to be a playable character, but as an assist trophy I can see him return as if Snake is also returning. That would be an interesting thing. I just wanted to mention Gray Fox just in case. I believe that his name is Gray Fox, right? Let me just make sure before I mean, I've already probably said something dumb, but I don't know. Let me just make sure that yeah, it was Gray Fox, so I was in fact Correct. Now, I'm going to discuss the two characters that were assist trophies in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, but were not in Super Smash Bros. 4 for whatever reason, and that's Ray MK3 and Isaac. I believe both of these characters will return in some way, shape, or form to Super Smash Bros. I believe much more in Isaac being a playable character, but I would not be shocked if both of them returned as assist trophies, although I'm pulling for both of characters to be playable characters, especially Isaac. Isaac is a character I've talked about before, and it's a character I see very much requested by the fan base. It would be cool to see him. Then let's talk about characters that were in Super Smash Brothers 4 as assist trophies, and let's start off with Ashley. Ashley, I think, absolutely will be a character that will be playable. She's incredibly popular. She's requested a lot. Not only is she an assist trophy, but she is also one of the few assist trophies that also got a character, a Mii costume later down the line. So I believe that she will be coming back or be a playable character this time, most likelihood. In the most likely. Then we have Dark Samus, which is a character that I think could work really well, assuming she's not a clone. If they make her a clone, then there's no need to implement her in the game, because she was no longer, because unlike say Dark Pit, who was also going to be a costume, it became a clone character. It's fine that he's a clone. I'm much more open to him being a clone because he was going to be a costume. So tweaking a little bit and making him into a full-blown character, and then eventually down the line changing him in more when you have more time is fine. But when a character already has a moveset there and already is an assist trophy, it feels kind of a demotion. Although it's playable, there's really no need to. Although I do believe she most likely will stay as an assist trophy. Then we reach Dylan. I believe Dylan will be playable as a representative for the Nintendo's more smaller franchises in the eShop. Then we have Girahim, which I sadly believe he will be an assist trophy. I would very much like for him to be a playable character, but there's no really much reason for him to be a playable character nowadays. Especially he has been in Skyward Sword, but the last Skyward Sword came out before 4. He wasn't in 4, so it's a shame. I would really like him to be in it, but I don't believe he will. Then we reach Isabelle, which I believe it's in 50-50 on either or. She's popular, the fans like her. She has a Mii costume, one of the few assist trophies to have a Mii costume. I don't see it. I don't see Isabelle as a fighter. So I don't see any other characters from Animal Crossing being playable because I don't see them as fighters. The village already is pushing it, and let's be completely honest, much like the Star Fox roster, there's gonna be a limited moveset there, so they will end up being clone characters with a little bit tweaked. Although I'm completely fine with it, I don't find the appeal of playing with Isabelle or even having Isabelle be a playable character, of having her be beaten up is not something I think a lot of people want to. I know that people want her in Smash, but okay, so where was I before I had to stop myself? I believe I was at Isabelle again. Yeah, Isabelle. I don't see it. I don't see her as a fighter. I'm sorry. I know people want her, but and not only that, I would feel bad hitting that adorable little puppy. But anyway, let's move on to the next character, that it is Lynn, and I know some people are not going to enjoy this, but I believe Lynn will be playable. She has been gaining a lot more popular in recent months with the Fire Emblem Heroes. Again, Fire Emblem Heroes has made a crap ton of money to Nintendo, made them $300 million in a year, so I don't expect them at all to say F that shit, F Fire Emblem. A small part of the fan base is always complaining on the internet, guys, we must remove the characters. They're not doing it. I think they're going to double down. And I think she'll be playable. Again, incredibly popular, especially with the Heroes. She's getting a lot of different forms in Heroes. And she's the first character I'm going to say this. I have a feeling I know who's going to replace her. And I do believe it's going to be Jin from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. He could do exactly the same thing as her, and in-game it kind of fits with what he does. Her assist trophy form corresponds with a lot of the stuff that he does in Xenoblade Chronicles. And if you don't believe me, can you please go and check out my Xenoblade Chronicles 2 playthrough? It's going to be in the upper left corner. I believe it's the upper left corner. I get confused with these things sometimes. Moving on, from Lynn, we get to Magnus. I don't think there's a lot to say here. I think that he's going to be in the same position as before, and he will be an assist trophy. Then we have Midna. a character I believe will be playable alongside Wolflink. Unlike Girahim, she has the advantage of the fact that not Hyrule, that Twilight Princess HD came out between the releases of Smash games. The only thing I will say about Girahim, going back to him, that it makes him a possibility to be playable is if Skyward Sword HD is in fact, I know, here's the thing, it's a real thing, it depends on when it's coming out. If it's coming out this year, then maybe, or early next year, then maybe. If it's already in the works, maybe as well, and Sakurai knows. But if he's in as an assist trophy, I don't think we're gonna get him as a playable character. But Midna, again, I do believe she's gonna be in, and she's the another character that I have a replacement for. That would be Wonder Pink from the Wonderful 101. Then, as I was going through the list, I was going person by person. And before we get to the next playable characters that I believe that will be in, we have, I forget the name of this character, so I'm going to have to go for it, go look at it again. It's not that I don't remember the name of the character, I don't remember the second part of the character, and I did not write it down, but Shadow Samurai Goro for Sphora, I believe that's how you pronounce her name, and Saki, I know, what is it, come on. Saki, come on, it should be here. Saki Animaya or Anamiya from Sin and Punishment won't be playable characters. They'll be still assist trophies. I think there's no Sonic getting a second character. I don't see it happening. F-Zero getting a third character after. I think personally, I think Black Shadow should be the next character to be in from the franchise. But that's not the point. I don't see it happening. Sin and Punishment, I don't see it getting a character. The same thing, Force 4 goes to the same thing as Magnus. Another character that should probably have included would have been Prince Sable or Sable Prince. I also don't think he's gonna be in. Or Skull Kid, that's another one that I did not include in this list. Then we have Takumaru, which I do believe will be a playable character, with maybe the Wonder Blue replacing him. It's good to remember that Takumaru was planned, in fact, for Super Smash Bros. 4, was not included because his game never came out outside of Japan, but now we not only have him in Super Smash Bros. Wii U and 3DS as an assist trophy, but his game has been released, I believe, on the 3DS eShop. I believe only in America. I'm not too sure if Europe has it, but that's obviously the case. I believe he will be in as the NES representative to represent the classic games. There's not too many characters from that time period that can make it in. And finally, the last playable character, the last assist trophy, I believe is going to be a playable character, will be Waluigi as the new Mario representative. He's popular. People like him. People want him. So why not? He can have a very interesting moveset. He can also represent the Mario spin-offs. And it will also be interesting to see what they do with him. And to replace him, I don't have anything in mind, but maybe some character from Mario Tennis that could fit, especially now that Aces is looking to be incredibly successful. And now finally we reach the third and final act of this video when it comes to characters and predictions. We get to the Mii costumes, and going through wave from the costumes to say which one I took, obviously from those waves characters from it, and discuss them. So when it comes to Mii costumes from the in-game costumes, the only character there that I could see that people talk about, or I've seen people talking about, people wanting it, would be KK Slider, although I believe he has a much bigger chance than Isabella that also has a Mii costume. I don't think, again, any Animal Crossing character will be in the game, although he could make it for an interesting moveset using his guitar, or maybe more musical attacks. Maybe like his music being an attack of instead of the classic, like either bows and magic and guns, to be creating for you to be able to use to be more of a zone character and use attacks that are not hand-to-hand combat. Would be interesting, but I don't believe he will. From Wave 1, Mega Man X and Proto Man, I will think they'll keep them as costumes if the Miis are returning, which I believe they will. From Wave 2, Heihachi, first Akira and Jackie, they'll stay as costumes. I don't think they will be coming in and joining in the Smash roster. Heihachi probably will be playable. I think the biggest problem for Sakurai not including him was not knowing how it could work, and obviously with DLC it was a smaller team, but now we have a bigger team in Super Smash Bros. People are most likely going to be open to the idea of, not open to the idea, people already were open to the idea, but I think adding him in now with more time of development can and probably will be beneficial, and I think the team already has it figured out. Also from Wave 2, Mega Man.exe will want, much like Mega Man X and Pearl Man, will stay as a costume. Then from Wave 3, I'm expecting Black Knight and Lloyd to stay as costumes. Black Knight from Fire Emblem will be, although it will be cool to see a villain from Fire Emblem, I believe Black Knight will stay as a costume. And Lloyd, I don't know how many third-party characters will be getting this time, and although Lloyd would be interesting, I'm expecting Heihachi to be the second character from Namco Bandai. From Wave 3, I'm expecting King K. Rool to be a playable character. Is there really much that I have to say here? He's popular, the fans love him. He had a costume in, obviously, for a Mies. He's incredibly popular. I do believe it now will be the time that King K. Rool will join the Smash roster. Although he's not not very much relevant, he's still a pretty big fan favorite. Then from Wave 4 we have Hunter, Monster Hunter, Toad, and Viridi. I think all of them will stay as costumes. Toad I could see be playable, but only Captain Toad, and I don't know how you could make Captain Toad work, given the fact that Toad, or Captain Toad, cannot jump. Then from Wave 5 we have Geno, which I believe will be the second character to represent Square Enix alongside Cloud, so yes, I do believe he will be playable. And unless third parties get three characters, there are some companies that third party characters as a third character could be really interesting, and I have some ideas for some of them. But yeah, Geno would be the second one. And finally we reach Wave 6, and the only ones that I truly believe that people have discussed over the years have been Knuckles and Tails. I don't see it happening, I'm sorry. I do believe that both of them, much like Shadow, Sonic is not getting a second representative. Maybe Sega can get a third character in, but I don't see the Sonic franchise getting it. But yeah, that's about it. That's all that this video had to offer. All the list. I still have to make sure that I do it properly in the editing, mostly because I don't know how long I stayed away, and I have to make that cut. But anyway, E3 is again right around the corner, so Smash Week will continue on again. I don't know if we are right now when this video goes up, or we're getting close to it. I believe right now YouTube tells me, I believe that I'm at 97, so maybe by the time this video goes up there will already be the 100 subscriber €15 eShop giveaway. The link obviously will be in the description if that's already happening. If it's not, then there won't be. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Tell me in the comment section, who do you think from both the Mii costumes and the assist trophies do you think will be coming to Super Smash Bros. As playable characters? Who will stay as an assist trophy, and who do you think will replace them in that role? So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I've been the Legend of the S. Remember to like or dislike the video, to obviously comment and subscribe, and obviously also share. So thank you guys for watching. Oh, and tomorrow it will be a small video, probably the smallest I'll be doing. It's going to be quote unquote an attack from the West, where I'll be discussing and talking about the characters from the West that could make it into Super Smash Bros. Given that Smash doesn't have a lot of westernized characters. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. On screen there will be my Xenoblade Chronicles videos and the Smash Brothers playlists. Also what YouTube deems it best for you. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.